Have you ever proudly listed multitasking as a skill on your resume? Or have you found yourself juggling emails, a phone call, and a half-written report, feeling the rush of being incredibly productive? Let me know in the comments below about a time you felt like a master multitasker. We're going to dissect that feeling today, and you might not like what we find. Let's be honest, the modern world doesn't just encourage multitasking, it demands it. We are bombarded with notifications, endless streams of information, and the implicit expectation that we can handle it all simultaneously. The conventional wisdom is that the ability to juggle multiple tasks is a sign of efficiency, a badge of honor in our fast-paced culture. It's the belief that by doing more things at once, we are somehow cheating time, squeezing more productivity out of every minute. We see a person with multiple tabs open, headphones in, and furiously typing, and we think, now there's a high performer. But is this reality? Or is it a collective delusion we've all bought into? Now, let's flip this entire idea on its head. What if I told you that multitasking is not a skill, but a handicap? What if the very act of trying to do everything at once is making you demonstrably less intelligent, less effective, and more prone to errors? The science is starting to become terrifyingly clear on this. A study from the University of London found that participants who multitasked during cognitive tasks experienced a significant drop in their IQ scores. The drop was so pronounced, in fact, that it was comparable to the cognitive impairment one would experience after staying up all night or smoking marijuana. For men, the IQ drop was found to be as much as 15 points, essentially lowering their cognitive function to that of an 8-year-old. Think about that for a moment. The very activity we champion as a cornerstone of modern productivity actively makes us less intelligent. It's not just that we're less efficient. We are, in a very real sense, temporarily dumber. This isn't about feeling scattered, it's a measurable decline in our cognitive horsepower. The theory of multitasking is seductive. 2 tasks are better than 1, but the reality of our brain's architecture makes this a complete fantasy. As MIT neuroscientist Earl Miller has pointed out, our brains are simply not wired to multitask well. When we think we're multitasking, we're actually just switch-tasking. We are rapidly shifting our attention from one thing to another, and with each switch, there's a cognitive cost. Imagine your brain is a high-speed processor. Each time you switch tasks, you're not just opening a new program, you're forcing the processor to shut down the previous one, clear its cache, and then load an entirely new set of data and rules. This process isn't seamless. It burns mental energy, takes time, and creates what psychologists call attention residue. A part of your brain is still thinking about the last task even as you're trying to engage with the new one. This is why, after an hour of multitasking, you feel so drained. It's not because you've accomplished so much. It's because you've subjected your brain to a relentless series of cognitive gear shifts. You've created a neurological traffic jam, and the result is a decrease in performance across the board. Studies have shown that this constant switching can cost you as much as 40% of your productive time. So, while you feel like you're doing more, you're actually accomplishing less, and the work you are producing is likely of a lower quality. Furthermore, this habit has long-term consequences. Research from the University of Sussex used MRI scans to study the brains of individuals who frequently multitasked with multiple devices. They found that these heavy multitaskers had less brain density in the anterior cingulate cortex, a region responsible for empathy and cognitive and emotional control. While it's not yet clear if multitasking causes this brain damage or if people with this brain structure are more drawn to multitasking, the correlation is alarming. So, if multitasking is a myth that's making us less intelligent and less productive, what's the alternative? The answer is as simple as it is profound. Embrace the power of single tasking. This isn't about being lazy or slow. It's about being deliberate and effective. It's about recognizing that the path to true productivity lies in deep, focused work on one thing at a time. It's about turning off the notifications, closing the unnecessary tabs and giving your full, undivided attention to the task at hand. This might sound like a radical idea in our distraction-filled world, but it is the key to unlocking your true cognitive potential. When you single-task, you eliminate the cognitive cost of switching. You allow your brain to enter a state of flow, where you are fully immersed in an activity, leading to greater efficiency, creativity, and a higher quality of work. Breaking the multitasking habit isn't easy. It requires a conscious effort to resist the allure of distraction and the societal pressure to be constantly on. But the rewards are immense. You will not only get more done, but you will also feel less stressed, more in control, and, dare I say, smarter. We've been sold a lie about multitasking, a lie that it's a strength when, in reality, it's a significant weakness. The real skill in the 21st century is not the ability to juggle, but the discipline to focus. So here's my challenge to you. If this different perspective has given you something to think about, like this video, if you're ready to explore more ideas that challenge conventional wisdom, subscribe to the channel. Now, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share your own experience. Have you tried to break the multitasking habit? What happened? Do you disagree with this analysis? Let's start a real conversation. And finally, suggest a common piece of advice or a popular quote that you'd like to see us deconstruct in a future video. Let's keep questioning everything.